Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Before we get into things though, today, an announcement that my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode will be beginning on Monday morning at 9 AM BST. That's UK time, so be sure to check the channel in the morning if you're getting up and setting your alarms, or if as soon as you just wake up, check the channel, because the first episode will be uploaded at 9 AM on Monday, the start of our Creator Team Career Mode on F1 2020. You guys were voting in the part 0, and now you get to see what we're going to make the team up to be, and the very first race at the Australian Grand Prix, of course. So again, Monday, that's in 2 days time, 9 AM BST UK time, my Team Career Mode begins. But let's get into this then. The last question mark challenge for the Austrian Grand Prix, driving today as Sebastian Vettel in his Ferrari. It's the first time we're going to get to do this challenge this year, so here we go then. So 5 red lights from last place on the grid, and we're off here at Austria. 18 laps ahead of us, 25% race as per usual with our last question mark challenge, which means the challenge is that much harder, short and snappy. We have to make the overtakes count, and that's why we've tried to dive down the inside of a few cars. They're only up into P17 though, behind Fiat in the new Alpha Tauri. This is the 2019 game with the 2020 mod installed onto it here, so diving down the inside of 2 cars, 3 maybe as well, as we try to get Lando Norris as Sainz battles ahead with Kimi Raikkonen. We get Lando, and we're up into P13 then, so about nearly halfway up the order. Can we make the dive around the outside of Kimi then, kind of letting the car roll through? We get it on Raikkonen, bit of contact made with Sainz, so a puff of smoke comes off on the front right tyre, but up into P12. So as last 2 question mark challenges go, I think a pretty decent first lap. Of course, like I said, it's been a long while since we've done this series, so it's been a while since I've had to get used to being this aggressive and punchy on the opening lap with one of the higher cars and trying to get up the order and get as high as we can in this challenge. Of course, this was, one of the things, along with the real life season being delayed, of course, which was sad in itself. It was kind of sad that I lost out of making this content every single race weekend of doing these challenges, but glad to be back. But this is the last time we'll do a challenge on the 2019 game. Of course, from next week we can do it on the actual 2020 game, as we now go around the outside that was of Sainz, trying to get Ricciardo as well in one foul swoop. Didn't quite work into turn 1, but as we now climb up the hill into sector 2, we're going to squeeze Ricciardo out. He's still there on the inside though, keeps the nose in, and so we have to really work for it. But we get up into P18, and next up is Esteban Ocon in P9, doing very well for themselves, the 2 Renaults in this race, of course. In terms of, by the way, when I'm recording this commentary, you'll see this video being uploaded later on Saturday after qualifying, but I'm doing this commentary and I've done this race before quali's even done and before the race on Sunday's happened. So if you're watching this video after quali or even after the race on Sunday, then let me know in the comments below how we do, because that's part and parcel of this series. We go around the outside of Ocon for P9, mince him very easily, then get the Haas very close on the rear end there. Massive wobble, very close to the grass. Dive down the inside of his teammate as well, of Magnussen there, but very close. But look at that, Albon was off circuit, so he's made some contact, and he's actually retired, I think, from this Grand Prix. So up into P6 then, so decent stuff. Lap 3, we're already in the top 6, where we kind of expect the top 3 cars usually to be in Formula 1. Might be a different thing though, because of course the racing points are looking very strong. But as I was about to say, I'm recording this ahead of quali or the race, so if you're watching this after quali or the race, let me know in the comments below how I do, because part of this series is, sometimes I can do a bit of wizardry of predicting some things in terms of where the driver I'm driving as finishes it, or maybe where the fast lap of the Grand Prix is, or just the podium or whatnot. So let me know how we do. But of course, this isn't a totally realistic 2020 mod. What is pretty realistic maybe is the fact that here we can see Sergio Perez very lofty in P5. He's hanging on the back of Verstappen there, and the 2 Mercedes and Leclerc as well. So, we might see this in the race come Sunday. Also, maybe in quali. Obviously, as I record this, quali hasn't happened, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Racing Point cars. But they have looked very genuinely quick. Also, at the same time, likes of the Renaults have surprised me in FP3 as well. But here we go, diving down the inside of Perez. Good run through that last corner, and we get up into P5. Will we be seeing the Ferraris and Racing Points battling out on Sunday? That's going to be quite interesting to see. I kind of hope so in a way, because that would just be kind of nice and unique to see in terms of a kind of change in the kind of top complexity of the top teams here. But we're up into P5 in this Grand Prix. Leclerc doing well, probably a lot better than he will be doing in the real life race come Sunday, ahead of the Mercedes, or one of the Mercedes. I can't quite tell which one it is. And then also Verstappen as well. We saw Albon retiring early on at the Grand Prix. So Verstappen, the only one flying the flag as Leclerc goes defensive. The Merc tries to go around the outside. All the while, we're closing up. Also trying to save fuel and ERS as well. You can see negative fuel, very low on the ERS as well. So just using this time whilst those guys battle to save up the fuel, save up the ERS, and that will hopefully allow us to punch past them in a straight line when we catch up to them. And all the while, still setting a personal best lap time there, 2 green sectors. So you can see how much of a difference the traffic makes in this challenge. Is now that Mercedes car has overtaken Leclerc. Leclerc way out of shape there, and Verstappen on the back of him. Verstappen may try and overtake. We're going to try a double pass maybe as we get behind Verstappen. High fuel, high ERS for a little bit. We're going to go side by side, then brake a little bit early, go for the switchback move on Verstappen, because I thought if I kept it side by side on the outside there, would have been compromised too much. So opted to just overtake him in a straight line here. In hindsight, maybe should have kept it around the outside, but we've got it anyway into P4, and we're still saving fuel and ERS as we do it, because we're a none and lean mixture. As we're now going to DRS, we'll remain in lean and none, and we'll just stay in the DRS of Leclerc and try and save all the fuel and ERS that we can. But we're starting to push now a little bit with the ERS. You can see we've only got half of it left as Leclerc and Hamilton do battle. So Bottas is the one that leads the way just up the road. But now it's nearly time for the pit stops. But Leclerc and Hamilton are holding each other up, so much so that we might be able to make the jump on Hamilton here. A little bit of a squirm as the tyre wear kicks in the rear end. But now we get the power down, overtake mode, DRS open, rich mix going. We get Hamilton. Can we get Leclerc? No, just like with Sainz. Leclerc kind of really parks the bus on the apex there, and so instead we actually have to continue to try and fight Hamilton. We're still side by side with Lewis there, and he's given us a good old fight. I doubt we'll be seeing this on Sunday, but it's a great scrap in this race, and unfortunately we remain in P4 then on lap 10. So very annoying times. My engineer's going to call me to come in. We are going to come in with Hamilton. So Leclerc continues on. Bottas as well as Verstappen. So now let's see what the undercut's like. To be fair, the fighting, the tyre wear was so high there that I feel like the undercut could actually work out quite well. So let's see as Hamilton is in. I'm in. We're going to strap on a set of yellow wall medium tyres. My pit crew a little bit delayed there for some reason as we now come out our pit box, and still very much behind Hamilton. A little bit of braking done in the pit lane, and Perez is there as well. So Perez still doing a decent job to be in the top kind of 6 fray, and I'm kind of hoping that we're maybe going to see that on Sunday perhaps, like I mentioned. But now we're out and just ahead of the other racing point of Stroll, so both racing points doing quite well. Like I said, this 2020 mod's not fully realistic, but it's doing a good job so far of having the racing points a little bit higher up here. But as we come through the first corner, there is Bottas, and like I said, the tyre wear was so high, the undercuts worked, and Hamilton is ahead up into P2 of this Grand Prix. First place is a Renault of, I think that's Ricciardo. He's yet to pit in this Grand Prix, so let's hope Ricciardo can hold up Hamilton and Bottas. You know, we've jumped Leclerc, we've remained ahead of Verstappen, so the undercuts worked, a real treat there, and so we're in a net P3 in this Grand Prix, of course, once Ricciardo pits. But look at him up ahead, really holding up the 2 Mercs, and now they're side by side. Bottas round the outside, can we make it 3 wide? Yes, we will. 3 wide into this turn, into sector 2, rubbing tyres and side pods with Hamilton there, and Bottas on the left. We're going to get Bottas, Hamilton up into first place. Now can we make a move on Hamilton on the outside, the long way around? We have a little look, and we're going to roll the car through, but Hamilton kind of keeps a nice racing line there. He's got the advantage of being ahead and having that better line on the right hand side, and remains in first place. And we're already hitting a understeer. To be fair, with this Ferrari, you know, the performances have been tweaked a little bit with this mod, so I am losing a bit of pace. The only reason I was catching up to the Mercs was because they're fighting each other and fighting Leclerc. But now in clean air, Hamilton already pulling away, and I can't really keep up with him in the corners exactly with the turn in there. We're doing an okay job to remain within 1 second, but eventually the tyre wear is going to kick in a little bit, and my rear end downforce just isn't there, and Bottas is going to close up, and so I'm just going to let him through and going to try and maybe use him maybe as a bit of a tow, because I tried to defend, but he goes down the inside, very punchy. I try my best to defend, but he gets it through. So now can we use Bottas as maybe an aid to pull ourselves towards Hamilton? I don't know, we'll have to see. Leclerc behind is fighting Verstappen, so his pace is dropping off as well. So it may just have to be a settling down for P3, but we'll try our best. We'll save some fuel in standard, save ERS in none, and then see where we are going to be on towards the last lap of the Grand Prix. We've got 4 laps, though, to go, and maybe we can try and reel in Hamilton. So we'll move on onto the last lap. Unfortunately, though, the reality was Bottas was quick, he pulled away, and he overtook Hamilton for first place, but we are going to have to settle down for P3 in this challenge. So, the first last question mark challenge in 2020, and we did pretty decently. Third place. Obviously, if this was the real-life performances, I don't think we'll even be getting third place from the back of the grid in a Ferrari, but we've done ourselves proud. This was technically, well, no, actually, the last race then I'm going to ever do on the F1 2019 game with a 2020 mod, alas, but the last race, and that was a pretty decent showing and a pretty fun one to cut our way through the field. But like I said, guys, a reminder, Monday, 9 AM BST UK time is the start of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode series. There'll be no video tomorrow. I'm going to take the day off and just relax, enjoy Sunday's Grand Prix, and relax and just take a day off before the real grind begins. Daily uploads from Monday of My Team Career Mode, so be there and get ready for that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, hit the like button, let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, do get subscribed for all that good stuff like I just mentioned, and I'll see you guys then Monday 9 AM. Till then, goodbye, hope you enjoy the rest of the day and enjoy Sunday's Grand Prix.